Thank goodness for them.
Jonathan Coleman, the Honourable Jonathan Coleman.
Mr Chair, look, I just want to address a few points that the member made there. I mean, he's talking about, some vast conspiracy theory whereby the government has had some sweetheart deal with MediaWorks. Well, clearly this is a man who doesn't watch TV3 News each night, because if it's a sweetheart deal we're doing for some sort of editorial control over MediaWorks, frankly, we're not getting our side of the deal. Although I must say MediaWorks, I think, does an excellent job in impartially reporting news. But, it's conspiracy theories to try and make out that there's some sort of sweetheart deal between the government and MediaWorks. And the fact is, these guys were way off the ball, way off the play. When we put forward this scheme open to all radio broadcasters for a deferred payment scheme for radio frequencies, Stephen Joyce issued a press release, I think it was last October. These guys missed it completely. It was out there publicly. It's never been any secret. They're paying 11.5% for a deferred payment scheme, and it was open to anyone. And these guys are so slow and so backward, they had to wait till John Drinnan wrote about it months later, 8 or 9 months later, before these guys even picked up on it, because they're so bereft of ideas. Now, Mr Burns there, he talked about broadcasting regulation and how it was so bad that we cancelled the, frankly, redundant broadcasting review. What he neglected to say is that the last government sat on that review for months and months and months. They did nothing about it because they didn't actually want to do anything about it. They knew there was a binary outcome. Either they'd win or lose the 2008 election. They didn't want the political baggage of putting this report, progressing it before the election, because frankly they knew how unpopular it would be with the broadcasters and the public. So they thought, we'll do nothing, we're probably going to lose the 2008 election, which they duly did. And then when we cancelled what they never had the guts to actually push through, they get all upset and they say that, we have pandered to the broadcasters. Well, frankly, if they really believed in it, they would have pushed it through. The other point I would make, Mr Burns, he wants a public broadcaster. Television New Zealand costs about $300 million, give or take a few tens of millions, to run each year. It's been 93% commercially funded for many, many years. This removal of the charter just recognises that reality. It sounds like Labor is going to find $300 million of public money to fund a fully public, non-commercial state broadcaster, because that is the alternative to what we've proposed. But once again, all they'll do is attack. They won't put anything up that really is going to be constructive. And frankly, the attack on Maori TV there is just ridiculous. When these special events are proposed, there's NZ on air money available, and the broadcasters all compete to get access to that money. And it's Maori TV who've done an excellent job. They've done a great job on things like Anzac Day. They've put their best foot forward, and they've got the contract for that. So we really do need to have a bit of clarity about what's actually gone on here. We've just got a very honest policy around this. TVNZ, it's always been commercial. Why not be honest about it? Remove the charter. That's what we've done. The other thing I'd like to address is the misinformation around meetings with boards over the last year or so. I have not been to 9 MediaWorks board meetings. I've been to more than 2 Radio New Zealand board meetings in my time as Minister. And I've met with TVNZ so many times, I can tell you I can't even remember how many times I've met with them. So we meet with people right across the spectrum. I'm in regular contact with board CEOs, board chairs and CEOs of all the major public broadcasters that are covered by my portfolio. And to suggest that there's any sort of sweetheart deal gone on for MediaWorks, well, that's absolutely the sort of wild conspiracy theory that Labor is pursuing in the hope that it's going to get traction with the public. And I can tell you, everything they've laid out here today, the voters out there in New Zealand, the voters in Northcote, Glenfield, the area that I represent, quite frankly, they're interested in law and order, they're interested in hospitals, the economy. This mumbo-jumbo these guys are spouting, it is not going to get any traction with anyone, because at the end of the day, in terms of TV, people just want to be able to see what they want, when they want to see it. They don't care what channel it's on. And this policy here make sure that the content is available for the people of New Zealand.
Chris Farfoy.